Hello and welcome to Clientdashboard plugin setup and customization video. My name is Boris and I'm a leader of Business Solution Department, and I will guide you to the whole process of setting up and using your Clientdashboard plugin. Let's get started. I have already installed WordPress and Divi on my website. Let's head to plugins and add some before we install the Clientdashboard. To use Clientdashboard, we will need to download and activate the Advanced Custom Fields plugin. You can use both free and pro version of the Advanced Custom Fields with Clientdashboard. Let's head and activate the plugin. If you are building an e-commerce site, you also need to activate Woocommerce before installing the Clientdashboard plugin. If you are planning to use Caldera Forms instead of Divi contact forms, download and activate the Caldera Forms plugin. I have already downloaded Caldera Forms, and now let's head and activate. I have also downloaded Custom Post Type UI plugin to show you how you can build custom tailored Divi websites with Clientdashboard. Now let's head and download the Clientdashboard plugin. After you install the plugin, click Activate. After activating the plugin, you will need to activate your license. Just head to your email and copy the license key we have sent you, and click Activate. If you don't have a license key, you can activate the free version of the plugin. Congratulations, you have successfully installed and activated Clientdashboard plugin. First thing we need to do is decide which post types we'll be using within Clientdashboard. Let's go and configure the post types. For the first post type, we'll be using WordPress posts. So let's head and configure the options. To use the post type within Clientdashboard, we will need to input the exact post slug. For WordPress post slug is post. You can add custom labels to the post type within Clientdashboard. For example, articles. Now let's change the menu icon. To change the icon, click on the reference link and select the icon that best suits you. Click on the icon class to copy it and head back to your WordPress admin. Paste the class and delete the HTML tags. Let's also add some custom colors and description. If you want to enable comments to be displayed for this post type within Clientdashboard, enable this option. This option is only for Clientdashboard and will not affect your WordPress settings. On the capabilities section, we can select which actions client users will be able to perform on the selected post type. Let's select all the options. Just a small note, if you are using Divi Builder instead of default WordPress editor, for this post type, please deselect the option Edit Content, because if you select this option, every time you publish or make changes to the post, it will rewrite your Divi layout. So just keep this in mind. If you want client users to be able to add posts to categories, you can input the taxonomy slug. You can find the taxonomy slug in the URL of the selected category. For example, for posts, categories, and in the URL you can find the taxonomy slug and copy the slug, head back to your Clientdashboard settings and paste the category slug. Lastly, you can enable or disable post type in the Clientdashboard. If you don't want users to edit a post type, but you want to keep all changes and settings, just disable the post type. For the second post type, we will be using Divi's inbuilt projects post type. So let's configure it very quickly. For the last post type, we will be using a custom post type we have created with the post type UI plugin. I have already created a custom post type called jobs for demo purposes and also added some custom fields for this post type. If you added advanced custom fields to your posts and pages and you don't want them to show all fields within Clientdashboards, navigate to Advanced Custom Fields tab and deselect the fields you don't want to show. Next thing we need to set up is client users that will be managing content through their dashboards. Let's head to Users sections. First thing we need to do is enter a client code for the user. Let's enter some client code. This will be the default login password for the selected user. Now we can add some custom client name to the dashboard user. Next option is select WordPress user. If you want this client user to publish content on the website, please select which WordPress user will this client represent. Let's head and create some users. Now head and select the WordPress user. If you haven't selected any WordPress user, the default WordPress admin will be used for the post author. Let's set up 2 more client users. As you can see, for these two users I have selected the same WordPress user. Now both of the users will be posting content as Mary Poppins. Next option that we can configure is if we want to enable this user to be able to edit WordPress user settings within Clientdashboard. Now when we created WordPress users and Clientdashboard users, we can decide which content each user will be able to manage. For example, let's give the first user access to everything and limit other two users from managing some content. Next thing we can configure for the users is per user based analytic reports to their dashboards. Each user can have their own custom reports. To embed the report, head to your Google Data Studio dashboard and copy the embed link. Paste the link and name your report. You can select if you want users to be able to change their reports within client dashboards, and if you wanted to enable or disable reports for this user. Lastly, select if we want to enable or disable this user from logging into the dashboard. Now we will create a WordPress page that we will be using for the client dashboard page. Let's head back to client dashboard options. Select your app page that you have created and add a title for your page. If you haven't created or selected any page, your clients can log into the dashboard using the default page. Let's go and add dashboard logos, images and favicons. You can select which contact forms you are using on your website. If you are using both Divi and Caldera forms, you can enable both. Next option that we can set up is exclude files for media library. For example, if you upload some images to your WordPress media library and you don't want your clients to see them or accidentally delete, just add the image name here. Next option that we can set up is select which font we'll be using for the client dashboard. Go to Google Fonts and select which font you want to use. Copy the font link and copy the font style sheet. You can also set font sizes for the dashboard. Let's change some font sizes. Last option that you can set is the file size limit. For example, if you don't want your client to upload heavy media, select your own upload limit. Please note that this won't change your default WordPress upload limit. Now we can personalize our dashboard. Let's change some colors. Lastly, let's go to the Agency tab and edit your agency details. You can also add custom contact channels to your agency details. Congratulations, you have successfully set up and configured your client dashboards. Let's head to the dashboard and see what we made. You can see your client dashboard link here and share it with your clients. Now let's see the dashboard we have created. After navigating to the dashboard link, we will be redirected to the login screen. As you can see, our login screen looks just like we configured it, with our custom logo and a custom background image. If you don't want to use a background image, you can always change the background color matching your branding. Now let's log in. To log in your client, we'll need to input client code. This is the dashboard we have created for the first client user. On the left we have our navigation menu and on the top we have our user bar menu. You can customize the menu links and colors in the options. On the dashboard we have 5 sections that can be enabled or disabled and further customized and translated in the plugin options. First section is the welcome section, followed by the widgets section displaying base insights. Second section is the notes section. This feature allows clients to leave quick notes and reminders to themselves and other client users. Let's create a note. And let's share this note with another client user. Third section is the content section, and it shows all the content this user can manage depending on the options we have set for the user. From here, client can navigate to the desired content. Next section is the inquiries section. Here you can see your contact form submissions. The list is currently empty. Let's go and submit a contact form. As you can see, when someone submits a contact form, it will show in our list. By clicking on the contact form submission, your client can read the contact form summary. The last section is the contact section with your developer and agency details. In addition, your clients will be able to send support requests to the contact form. Let's send a support ticket. You can see all of your support tickets here. To see the support ticket, just open it. Let's head back to your dashboard. You can edit the details and customize the section in the agency options. For example, let's hide the contact form if you don't want to use the support tickets and add another contact channel. Now let's go and hide some dashboard sections just to see how it looks. For example, let's hide the inquiries section. Now as you can see that the inquiries section is hidden from the dashboard. Let's publish some posts. This is the post listing screen. Here you will be able to see all of the posts. The actions we have enabled for this post type, such as view, edit and delete, are displayed here, and client can perform actions by clicking on the action button. Let's for example clone a post. As you can see, all of the fields we have enabled for this post type are shown here. Let's for example disable one field. For example, categories. Now let's input some content to the field and publish the post. Let's delete the post. Let's go ahead and see the analytics dashboard we have embedded for this user. When you embed your custom analytics, it will display here. If we click on the inquiries section, we will get a list of all contact form submissions. By clicking on the entry, we will see the full entry summary. If Woocommerce is installed, your clients will have additional menu items for products, orders and reviews. By clicking on the products, we will see a list of products that we have in the shop. Now the list is empty and let's go ahead and create a new product. We have implemented a field validation, so your client will be asked to fill required details before the product can be published. Let me show you. To see all of the orders, go to the orders section. I have already created a demo order for the product we just created. To view the order, go to the View button. After clicking on the View order, you will be presented with the full order details, and you can change the status here. If Woocommerce reviews are enabled for this client user, your client will be able to see all of the product reviews in here. In the table we can see the list of all reviews and to which product the review is related. By clicking on the review, we can see the full review, and we can also take actions and reply. To see the post comments, let's head to the comments section. By clicking on the comment, we can see the full comment, and we can also take actions and reply. If we have enabled a custom code for the client user, the code can be implemented here. This feature is useful if you work with an advertising agency that provides services like Google Analytics, Facebook, or Google Ads. You can just create a new user for them and give them access to the custom code. Now let's head to see our client user settings. If the client wants to use their own login password, the client user will be able to change their client code without contacting you. By entering a custom client code, client user will be able to use their own client code or the one you have initially provided. If your client somehow forgets his client code, he will always be able to log in with the initial one. If the user has permission to change the WordPress user details, it can be changed here. If the option to change the analytics reports is enabled for this client user, the client user will be able to embed their own report. If your client has more than one website or you wish to have your own dashboard on all of your websites, you can set up a network. Let's head and add one more website to our network. I have already set up a client dashboard on one more demo website. Let's enable this website in the network. Let's head back to our dashboard and refresh the page. Now we had one more menu item, switch website. Here you can input the client code and select to which website you want to log in. Let's switch to another website. Congratulations! This concludes the Client Dashboard plugin Quick Options overview, and you are ready to hand client dashboards over to your clients. I invite you to check our complete documentation in order to see all of the possibilities Client Dashboard plugin has to offer.